Stop it. I feel like I'm so nonchalant because 9 times out of 10 I try to do my best not to be overstimulated, as well as try not to overreact, so I underreact in compensation, because at some point or another what I've come to realize is an apology doesn't cover up for the actions that you have done in your reaction that might be considered, or actually could be, overreacting, and with the fact enacting the thoughts of everybody's processing in the way that others try to use words to manipulate, others try to use words to help people grow, others try to use words to help people diminish, others try to use words, and it's trying to figure out when I'm communicating with somebody I've never communicated with, what is the purposing of you using your words? What's the purpose of you using your body? What are you trying to get from me? What are you trying to get out of me? What are you trying to get me to do exactly? And I'm just trying to figure out when I interact with you, are you trying to be authentic, or are you trying to manipulate me? Are you trying to get me to do something for you? Are you trying to get me to do something with you? Are you trying to use me as your pawn, or are you trying to use me as nothing? Exactly. So that's confusing, because I expect the truth from you because I'm being honest, and that's, how dare you expect me to be honest when there's so many deceitful, dishonest people? And that's just probably because you were around other dishonest people, and so was I too. And I, coming from the same type of room, still feel different than you do, and interact and act things differently. And that's why I feel so confused when it comes to talking to new people. Even those that I thought I knew, I'm still like, kind of feels new. And I'm doing all this not even for what I wanted to do. What I was trying to tell you is, when I get overstimulated, I get aggressive, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to say rude things. I just say what I see. I just interact with my energy, and sometimes I feel overwhelmed, and I need to, and I want to, and it's so hard to look normal but never be. What is normal aside from what I'm used to seeing in my reality? And if you've never met me before, well, I might be weird, I might be abnormal, but it all depends on what you're used to seeing, especially if you're like a nurse, and I'm probably somebody normal to see, especially if you're a doctor, and I'm probably somebody normal to see, especially if you're a therapist of some sort, I'm probably somebody normal to see, even if it's occupational therapy or if it's actual mental therapy. Either way, I'm still normal in some other people's lives. It's just for those that live that basic, whatever basic means, I don't really know, especially when so often things do change. It's just knowledge and power. It's more knowledge and knowing where to apply that power. It's get away from me, doggo. I'm doing my best not to abuse these things. I just yell and tell them to leave me be. Even though sometimes I want to squeeze their throat, sometimes I want to beat them, but the difference between me and other people is I'll tell you what I want to do, but never enact these things. I need to get them out eventually in some other way. I don't have to actually throw out my energy, as long as the dog stays away from me. See, dog, you're not touching. I'm not bothered. I'm just overstimulated when the motherfucker tries to touch me. See, I'm not a problem. I just need to be respected when I say these things. But no, you're bitchy. No, you're complaining. No, you're a corpse now because you weren't listening. You just thought I was kidding because other people say these things. And that's what bothers me, because other people say these things, but what do these things mean? Which is why it's so hard to compliment me, because like, the only thing I want is gratitude from you. I want you to be thankful for the fact that people or somebody was willing to help you. Outside of that, I don't really care. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like compliments, but at the end of the day, unless you say, hey, I'm complimenting you because I want, you literally have to talk to me like a mental retard sometimes. And who's told you that? I haven't until now, so I don't expect much from you. I've never told you, how can I expect you to be able to do it correctly? And even if you did it correctly without me telling you, awesome, great, thank you. And I will try to remind you and let you know that I enjoy this because, well, sometimes you don't need to be taught things. I prefer open and honest communication, while other people prefer deceitful trickiness and manipulation. It's just like, if you can't be honest with me, I'll figure that out eventually. And once I learn you can't be honest with me, then I choose not to be honest with you. Because, like, what's the point of being honest with you if you're not being honest with me? I'd be honest with me because, well, I know I'm a monster. It just took me years to learn that. Because I wasn't educated properly. I had to educate myself. It is what it is until it isn't. I've come to learn if you're not a problem to the world won't help you to a certain degree. Depending on what type of problem you are, they just might imprison you and isolate you and just choose to just tell you to shut the fuck up and nobody cares about you. And if you aren't rich, because essentially anything and everything can be cured if you can afford it. But most people can't afford their illnesses. That's why people don't even educate them to let them know that they're sick and let them know how they can adapt to their illness, because, well, you're just not trying hard enough, you lazy piece of shit. And I was raised like that too, until I realized and remembered and learned through the experiences in time that slavery just changed its name. And instead of being a selective group, it just accepts everybody. Kind of like the disabled. disability. Like, anybody can be disabled and anybody can be a slave. Now, rather you're a slave to the system, slave to the woman, slave to the drugs, slave to the man, slave to the slave to whatever you're a slave to. I know that I'm only a slave to the workforce because somehow I need to be able to have a valuable exchange in existence. Because in America it's money, in other places it's cows, in other places it's Duran, in other places it's yen, in other places whatever the monetary thing that people seem to agree socially to say this is the value that we deem to be valuable enough that I will give you things regardless if it's family attachments or other things that you want. I will give you this if you give me that, and that's because I want it. Isn't that just bartering? I don't really know. I just know I only work this hard because who loves a lazy person? Who loves an orphan? Who loves an unlovable? I'm not saying I'm unlovable. I just wasn't shown love in ways that other people were shown. So I just learned how to act and react, and it's like, wait, am I acting like this because I want to, or am I acting like this to stay in the room? It's 50-50. I used to hate when they said, it's fucking, will you stop touching me? I will throw you. I am not trying to be a dick, but you're not respecting my boundaries. You have to be violent because people don't respect you. How many times can I tell you to stop? How many times can I tell you to leave me alone? How many times before I have to get aggressive? And some people believe aggression never solves anything. And then I remind you, wars are fought. For what? I don't fucking know. But typically the ones that win are the ones that have the better guns. And I don't mean guns like pew pew. I just mean better guns as in whichever one eliminates more people with less people, well, less of our people dying. Either way. The game is more mental than it's physical. And when I was younger, I used to think aggression would get me places. And now that I'm older, I realize aggression will get me places, but it's also mental aggression and fortitude on top of being able to have a well thought out plan of where you want to go. And for me, execution, my goal is to be dead. I don't need much to do that. I don't need to be as successful as I am. And in some cases, I try to tell people I'm successful against my will because to be a corpse, you don't need to be homeless. To be a corpse, you don't need to be rich. To be a corpse, you don't need to not be a heart patient. To be a corpse, you just need to exist. More or less, with no ambition and or drive, or just walking in traffic. What type of death do I mean? I generally mean I don't want any existence on this planet, as in, I would say 6 feet deep. I don't really give a fuck if I'm cremated. I don't care how my body is taken care of after I take care of me. It is what it is until it isn't. People don't like how authentic I am. Some people love it. And what I've come to realize is, even though a lot of people have similar stories, every individual is an individual, even if they repeat. You do remind me of somebody, but you're not them. Even though you act exactly like that, you might have the exact same issues, but it shows up differently in you than them. It's like the same template for different execution. I swear I've seen this before. Damn, that body fine. I swear I've seen this before. I never heard in this accent. I swear I've seen this before. Never this tall. I swear I've seen this before, but and sometimes I've just never seen it before. Either way, I try to give love, patience, and education where I can. And when I realize that some people don't want to be loved by me, educated by me, or have any patience from me, I just... What? You showed me on multiple occasions you couldn't handle more from me, so I gave you less. And now you're even more upset, like, but I gave you what I could give you, and now you want more? Well, I tried to. Now I'm not going to try again. I know that people say try and try and try and try and try and try and try. I'm a crazy guy. I could try and try and try and try and try. And now I'm on trial. Why? Because apparently I'm a crazy guy. And I already warned you. I'll try and try and try and try and try. And now I'm the bad guy. So why? I don't try with people. I just try with things. Like working out. I don't try with people. I just try with things. Like going out. I don't try with people. I just try with things, because if people aren't going to openly communicate like I do, then why try with you? Because eventually I'll be on trial because I'm obsessive. I'm not sorry that you don't love like I do. I will learn through the way that you do or don't want to love me. No response is a response, and regardless if you're aware of that or not, I don't need to hear you tell me you don't want me, Your actions speak louder than words, and that's why sometimes I bother you overly, because I care about you. But actions speak louder than words, and so all I do is show up when you ask me to, and even other times when you don't. So I'm confused. How the fuck are you questioning my love when you don't show me half the things I show you? Doggy does listen. You just gotta be aggressive. Either way, yeah, I get overstimulated. I just thought I was an angry dick 9 times out of 10, but no, it's just the way that my nervous system works because of the childhood that I have, because of the way that my mind works, because of this, because of that. I'm not saying I have excuses. I just say that I work differently. And regardless if you respect me or not, if I can murder you, I don't give a shit. I don't have to listen to you. I choose to. I don't have to be peaceful. I choose to. I don't have to do half these things. I choose to. And people, it's like, I'm a gift giver, and I more or less give gifts to people that I care about, love, and like they'll say things like, "Oh my God, you didn't need to." I'm like, I know. "Oh my God, thank you very much." You're welcome. "Oh my God, why'd you do this?" So I wanted to. "You know, you didn't have to do this either. Why are you doing this?" So I wanted to. Because at the end of the day, I didn't have to be a dick to you. At the end of the day, I didn't have to respect you. At the end of the day, I didn't have to do any of these things. Even though people are socially conditioned, I'm not one of the ones that's easily socially conditioned. I realize it's easier to get me in the asylum than it is to get me out of one, so I choose to be. It is what it is. It's the only difference between me and a crazy person is I learned how to act well enough to stay outside. But realistically, y'all should never let me out. But it is what it is until it isn't. I've never been a problem in society, well, ever since I learned really young, being the sneaker that I am, that, they're not going to have much tolerance for me. Unless I was a lighter shade of wheat. Either way, patience is key. Self-love is key. Communicating to comprehension is key. Being patient with yourself as well as others is key, but also realizing some people will just waste your time. One thing I love about myself, and I don't always take it as something that I should, but people will tell me straight up, honestly, anything. Like, it's like I'm a walking truth serum. It's almost crazy, because like sometimes I'll listen to what they're saying, I'm like, do they really mean that? And then like sometimes I'll like listen to what they're saying, I'm like, are they, because I've had this occasion doing this job that I'm currently at. This one guy, actually I've had a couple guys, a Freudian slip or something like that. Either way, what I'm getting at is some people will be so in the flow state of their communication, they won't realize, because they'll do it subconsciously, that they swear. And that's why I was saying earlier in this video when I say some people don't listen to themselves when they speak. And I do that so intently that when people are like, "Oh, I don't get what you mean," I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're right, I said the wrong word," compared to other people where it's like, "I don't get what you mean," they're just like, "Hey, you're a fucking retard." It's like, no, you're fucking horrible at explaining yourself. So, they're not the best either way. I could always use better words, but it just takes so much time and too much energy. Fuck this, I am who you are, you fuck you. Or fuck me, who knows? So, the occasion happened, like, I want to say he said, like, bitch in front of a customer or something like that. Like, I tried to explain to him, like, away from the customer didn't show any reaction. Like, we're all adults and stuff like that. When professionalism, for some reason, swearing makes you feel like, you just get away. So, like, I explained to him, the customer's still happy to take our services, tipped us, all this, all that. Like, no complaint came out of it. Well, like, when him and I were in the truck, I explained it to him and stuff like that. Like, oh my, did I really say that? I'm like, you know me not to be a liar often. Because to say I don't lie is a lie right there. But I don't lie unless I need to. So, why the fuck would I be bringing this up in the conversation if I didn't hear that? Now, granted, because I will admit to this a lot of times, I hear whatever I want to, I hear what I think I heard, and not, depending on the word and how the occasion is, I will ask you, hey, did you say this, or did I just think you said that? And that's just because I'm very well aware of how my mind works and how I work 9 times out of 10. Sometimes I do need outside input just because it's just like, like I'm heavily introverted that has extrovert qualities. I'm more of an avoidant attachment style type person. Just because when I was younger, I used to be very clingy because of my abandonment issues because of the, like, I don't really know why I was abandoned. Like, aside from like heart issues is like my biggest thought process, not having the medical advances. Like, I think it was for a good reason. But to know the truth is to know what it really is. And sometimes it's best not to know the truth. So, with having that and then the way that I communicate is to affect a lot of people believe that I was lying. And it's just because I've been through and I've seen some very unbelievable stuff, and as well as I do believe some people have. So that's why when people tell me stories, I don't see the need to believe that they are lying or being deceitful to me. I think that for the reason that I would tell the truth, they would tell the truth too, because I'm not a police officer, I'm not a judge, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not somebody that can imprison you because I want to, I'm not somebody that could imprison you because of circumstances dictate. And sometimes when you are raped, it is best to murder the person that raped you instead of trying to tell the cops that might be their buddies, or that might be their uncle, that might be their aunt, or that might be somebody that's related to them that could let them scot-free. But my mental health is important to me, and people won't help me because, well, poor society won't pour me a drink or pour me any extra things. They won't loan me any time, loan me any money. They'll just say it is my fault that I look this way, act this way. It is my fault that I came out in this world to be displayed, not protected. Sometimes people just be projecting, not protecting. I just told you I'm trying to be self-invested, but people keep touching me, molesting me, raping me, harming me, to the point where it's all I want to do is do the exact same to society. So a man-made monster, but man doesn't want to listen to me. That is not me, but some people can relate and agree. I just say that if you give me patience, I'll give you patience and peace. I will love you to the degree that you love me, because if I love you the way that I love you, Your Honor, they asked me what I would willingly do. So when I heard how badly their family was hurting them, I thought, why not fix the problem? Oh, also that's another thing about me. When it comes to communicating, can you please tell me when I need to listen, just to listen, and then listen to fix things? Because like the second that you start communicating, I'm starting to think of how do I fix this? Why seems to be a problem? Because, well, why else would you be communicating and telling me this shit? My mind only works in problem solution, more or less. So the only reason I have a problem is because I haven't had that problem before. So therefore, I haven't needed to think of a solution. And the only reason why you think I have a problem is because the way that your mind works. What are problems to you aren't always problems to me, and what are problems to me aren't always problems to you. So therefore, realize and be aware of your worldview and my worldview. And I think that's what makes me so weird, because I am aware, I am authentic, and sometimes it comes off as rude, sometimes it comes off as polite, sometimes it comes off as cute, sometimes it comes off as corny, sometimes it comes off as this, sometimes it comes off as that, and I'm very apologetic. Well, it used to be more compared to now that while you guys continue to stay in your costumes, I burn mine. And the only thing I have left of it is the name tag. So even though the name tag registers Ethan Florence Sorthow, I'm just a crazy man. But what does that mean? Well, is it Ethan Florence Sorthow, is it Florian Oriel Bernard Janice? Either way, E is still E.